You know, this early into restarting the YouTube channel, I really did not expect to tackle something of so much substance so soon. Today, we're going to be discussing the Wolfie Factor, or The Power of Social Networking by Tara Hunt. But for us to discuss this book, we must also discuss Down and Out in the Magic Kingdom by Cory Doctorow. And both books are 10 years old. So to describe why this is relevant to you and why you should still read this book, we have to discuss Web 2.0 and where we are heading. Honestly, here's the plot twist. We're just doing it all over again. So first, let's get some definitions out of the way. What do we mean by Web 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0? By and large, Web 1.0 is referring to a one-to-many communication. A business could purchase a website engineer, and then they could create a web page that said, here's some information, and then all the world could collect that information through the internet. Web 2.0 is very specifically defined as a many-to-many interaction. Instead of a bunch of people now reading the internet, they were capable of creating content. Web 2.0 did not start because of technological situations. It started because of culture. When Facebook and MySpace and other platforms made it possible for individuals to create and run their own information and their own content, we gained an influencership on YouTube that was capable of allowing anyone, anywhere in the world, to create a new channel and create new content. Crucially, it is the world that Tara Hunt wrote The Power of Social Networking, or formerly the Wolfie Factor, on. Wolfie is actually a psychosocial concept that came out of a science fiction book written by Cory Doctorow. Wolfie is essentially this highly ethereal future currency where an individual using an implant in their brain could ping another individual for all of their deeds done and their actions performed, and they would become rich in a society by doing good things. The power of social interaction was actually used as a legitimate full-on currency in Down and Out in the Magic Kingdom called Wolfie. This is relevant because the power of social networking relies on a highly specific theory that we cover on this channel. Social currency theory essentially holds that before any amount of money is even transacted before people, we are dealing in a kind of social trust factor. Are these people being transparent with me? Are they providing something that is useful? Are they trustworthy? Can I build a reputation with them? And we are conferring that value onto individuals before we give them our money for specific products. Social capital and social currency are actually base level elements of our own social currency metric system that we've developed here at sociallyconstructed.online in order to help you measure what it really means for your community to trust you. The use of social capital and social currency in this is essentially boiled down to one of two things. Actual money in our economy is garnered by keeping it, by hoarding it, by putting it together. You amass richness by bringing it together. Wolfie, or social capital, on the other hand, is amassed and garnered by giving things away. The more assets you get rid of, the more social capital you receive. And we've indeed seen this throughout the entire history of Web 2.0. Originally, in Web 1.0, there were still a set of gatekeepers or specific individuals, reporters or traditional media, that we had to trust because they came from very few channels. In Web 2.0, however, we had a systemic breakdown of this concept of institutional trust. So social currency had to be garnered on a highly personal level. Now we have influencers who are building a tremendous amount of that trust, and then they are making deals with companies that they themselves believe in order to sell or proffer products in order to keep the internet alive and funded. A decade after the power of social networking, the entirety of the internet is based on what Tara predicted. We had to focus on social currency. And the easiest way to do that was, as Tara suggested, to turn the bullhorn around. See, in Web 1.0, the easiest way for people to get attention on their products was the exact same way they would in radio and in TV. In radio and TV, the easiest way to go about that was simply to market the thing. And it was a very minimal conversion rate that is true, but it was a conversion rate that sold products and resulted in a huge marketing industry. When that marketing industry encountered Web 2.0, they had to learn something completely new. We had to listen to individuals on the internet. We had to garner social currency. We had to build trust factor by understanding our audience. And then we had to talk to them in a way that says, what are your problems? I think we can solve those. We're at the end of 2.0 now. We're moving into, allegedly, a Web 3.0. So what exactly changed? What's different? And reviewing this book a full decade later, what parts of Web 2.0 are changing going into Web 3.0? At the beginning of Web 2.0, Tara Hunt said that the vast majority of the internet hadn't changed from 1.0. When businesses came online, they expected it to be more of the same, just like television and radio. That wasn't the case though. They had to completely change their understanding of how the internet worked. By and large, they failed. We still have retarget marketing strategies in Web 2.0 where businesses are trying to learn everything they can about their audiences using behavior, but they're not actually asking those audiences how they want to interface with those brands and with those products. And so we get to the conclusion of Tara Hunt's The Power of Social Networking, a conversation about understanding Web 2.0 at the end of Web 2.0 when we move into a Web 3.0 that hasn't actually changed anything. If you enjoyed this video, we do have another one right here. And if you're interested in the book, we read this book for the Information Diet Book Club. The Information Diet Book Club truly believes that it's not about doing the work better in community or marketing. It's about learning and engaging with why you love the work in the first place. We read Tara Hunt's The Power of Social Networking alongside quite a few other books. So if you would like to see the takeaways involved, I've gone ahead and screenshotted a few down there, and you can get all of them for free available in our Discord. So feel free to join them down below. I'm excited for a Web 3. I really am. I'm just a little concerned about whether or not we're there yet.